They dressed like kings, but only one man wore a hat of gold. In the heart of Umudike, a village surrounded by rivers, red soil, and the whispers of ancient spirits, lived a king called King Duke. He was not feared like other rulers. He was loved. People called him the king with a golden heart. Children ran to his feet. Elders praised his wisdom. Farmers and hunters called him brothers. But even the brightest moon had his dark sides. King Duke had no child. His wife, Queen Stella, was the jewel of the palace, elegant, graceful, and kind. But beneath her radiant smile was a heart full of pain. For many years, she tried to give the king an heir. They visited the best healers, traveled far and wide, and even called in powerful herbalists from distant lands. One after another, they failed. Some whispered that the queen was cursed. Others blamed the king. Every month, when Stella would lock herself in her chamber and cry until her eyes burned, she once whispered to her maid, "I would give up the crown, the silk and all the gold, just to hear a child call me mother." One day, a seer told the king, if the womb remains dry, the future must be chosen from the crowd. This broke King Duke's heart, but it also gave him an idea. King Duke could not risk choosing a greedy man or a hungry lion in royal robes. He wanted someone with the heart of a servant and the soul of a king. So he hatched a secret plan. He disguised himself in torn rags, smeared ash on his face, rolled in the mud, and looked like a man cursed by the gods. Then, on the day the palace announced that the king would choose an heir, he sat by the palace gate as a beggar. Drums echoed. Young men arrived in fine wrappers, agbadas, beads, and feathers. Each one stood tall, hoping to be chosen. But none noticed the madman sitting at the gate except one. His name was Morgan. He was a humble farmer raised by his grandmother after his parents died in fire. He had little but always gave much. When Morgan arrived at the palace, he saw the beggar trembling in the sun, his lips dry and his clothes torn. People walked past, muttering dirty things, and go away. But Morgan stopped. He knelt down. "Are you okay?" he asked. The beggar nodded weakly. Morgan gave him money, but he saw the man shivering and went one step further. He removed his fine clothes, handed them to the beggar, and said, "Go inside. Take my place. Maybe the king will see you too." The beggar looked at Morgan with wide eyes. "Why would you do this?" he whispered. Morgan smiled. "Because you are human. You deserve to be seen." The beggar touched his chest. A tear rolled down his dusty cheek. Morgan turned and began to walk away. Inside the palace, men stood proud and tall. The king's golden seat remained empty. Then, suddenly, drums stopped. A royal horn sounded, and to everyone's shock, King Duke appeared in his full royal regalia. Gasps filled the air. The king walked down the aisle. past the richly dressed men, but he looked troubled. He raised his voice. "Where is the man who gave his clothes to a beggar at the gate?" The crowd went silent. Some looked confused. Others turned away in shame. A guard stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we chased him away. He looked dirty and had no clothes left." King Duke thundered, "Bring him here now." Morgan was brought into the palace, barefoot, with just wrapper tied across his shoulder. His eyes were filled with shock. King Duke came down from his throne. He held Morgan's hand and said to the people, "You see a farmer, I see a king. You see bare feet, I see the heart of a leader. This man here, when given the chance, chose kindness over pride. Today, he shall be my heir." The palace erupted in tears and praise. The drummers hit the skies. The dancers leaped with joy. Morgan was crowned the heir to the throne. His humility had opened the doors no riches could. Queen Stella watched from behind the royal curtains, tears in her eyes. She whispered to the wind, "If I never bear a son, at least I have gained one." Morgan became like a son to the queen. He cared for her, for the people, and even built a village home for widows and orphans. Years later, when King Duke passed on, King Morgan ruled with justice, mercy, and love. He planted trees, built schools, and opened the palace gates to all, remembering where he came from. These are some beautiful moral lessons we will learn from this story. Kindness can change the world. A simple act of kindness, like giving to someone in need, can lead to extraordinary outcome. Morgan's selfless act of giving his clothes to the beggar changed the course of his life and the future of an entire kingdom. True leadership is built on compassion. A true leader doesn't seek power for themselves, but serves others with love and selflessness. King Duke chose Morgan not for his riches or status, but for his caring heart and willingness to help others. Appearance can be deceiving. The beggar at the palace gate, who appeared dirty and mad, was actually a king in disguise. This teaches us that we should not judge others based on their appearance, as true what lies within. Greatness is earned, not inherited. While royal bloodlines are often valued, true greatness comes from one's action and heart. Morgan proved that even in a humble farmer could become a great king by showing kindness and humility. Selflessness leads to reward. Morgan's selflessness and humility were rewarded in the end. When we give without expecting anything in return, we open ourselves up to great blessings, even in unexpected ways. The power of humility. Morgan did not seek fame or recognition. His action was purely out of kindness. This teaches us that humility is one of the most powerful qualities a person can possess. Don't take anything for granted. Sometimes the most valuable things we have, like kindness and generosity, are taken for granted. Morgan had little, yet gave all he could, showing that even when you feel you have nothing to give, your heart is your greatest gift. The true measure of a man's heart in the end, it wasn't wealth, status, or bloodline that decided who would become king. It was Morgan's heart. His ability to put others before himself made him the rightful heir to the throne. Acts of kindness are never forgotten. King Duke never forgot Morgan's kindness, even when he wore his disguise. This reminds us that the act of kindness leaves lasting impression that transcends time. Helping others can lead to unforeseen opportunities. Morgan's help to the beggar opened a door that led to the crown. Sometimes, by helping others, we are unknowingly helping ourselves. My dearest friends, thank you for watching The Heir of Kindness, a story that reminds us all of the power of selflessness, love, and humility in shaping destinies. In a world where kindness often goes untouched, Morgan's heartwarming art teaches us that smallest gestures can change the course of life forever. If you were inspired by this tale, don't forget to hit the button and share it with friends and families. Let's spread the message of kindness, leadership, and true meaning of greatness. Stay connected. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more inspiring stories, uplifting content, and timeless lessons from African folktales and Storytime with Stomy. Be sure to tap the notification bell so you never miss an incredible story like this one. We would love to hear your thoughts. Share your favorite part of the story in the comments below and tell us what moral lessons stood out to you. Bye! Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Join the conversation and let's spread positivities together. I love you all.